Businesses have always been advised to prepare their business continuity plans, but it's really, frankly, quite difficult to prepare for disruption of the scale that we've seen with COVID, where you don't just have supply disruptions, but also really quite a synchronized collapse in global demand. I think that obviously in the immediate term, many businesses will be concerned about liquidity, cash flow issues. And that's something that many governments are working on. They have opened up the taps. They have tried to funnel a lot of liquidity into the system. And I think certainly here in Singapore, we've done this via 3 budgets, and many of our existing schemes continue to apply. We'll really try to help the businesses get through this in the short term, and in particular, make sure that their workers are retained. But more importantly, I think that it will be businesses and the entire industry must obviously keep an eye out for the longer term. There will be major shifts that are going to take place. I think there are certain themes that are emerging, which even though still some ways to go to evolve, but nevertheless, I think businesses, particularly focusing on digitalization, focusing on resilience, having to adapt to a reconfiguration of their supply chains, particularly a shortening of that, I think those that can adapt better to those fundamental shifts in the trends will do better. I think other businesses will have to try to adapt and will have to really try to use this to sort of position themselves more favorably for the long term. The fact of the matter is that I think we will have to live with COVID for a reasonable amount of time. Obviously, if a vaccine is out earlier than later, that would be great. But this has been a reminder that even if it's not COVID, even if there is a vaccine for COVID, there may well be another virus or bacteria or pandemic down the line, just as there was H1N1 10 years ago, SARS another 7 years before that, and so on, that businesses must be prepared for. And I think that this is something that all CEOs really and boardrooms ought to be thinking about quite actively.